So, full disclosure before we start, my pronunciation for Icelandic words is gonna suck so bad in this episode. I do not advise you to play a drinking game for every time I mispronounce something. You will get alcohol poisoning and you might die. I repeat, you could die watching this. Iceland! Just the name invokes an obvious clue about where it is geographically. First of all, the country is located at the confluence of the Atlantic and Arctic Oceans east of Greenland and just south of the Arctic Circle. The country is divided into 6 constituencies, 3 big ones, and 3 of which are confusing because they basically just split up the most populous areas in the west. Reykjavik is the capital and the northernmost capital in the world, which is split into 2 constituencies, north and south, whereas the southwest constituency is divided into 4 non-contiguous exclaves, but they still act as 1 constituency, not 4. So it's 6 small separate entities that act as 3 constituencies. Get it?
No.
Great! This was done to help with the imbalance of the sparsely populated outer regions with voting, since about 1/3 of the entire country is located in the Reykjavik metropolitan area. Nonetheless, most of the country still refers to areas being located in the traditional 8 region zones, which are divided like this. The country has many domestic airports, but the one large-scale international airport is Keflavik International, and the next 2 busiest ones are Reykjavik and Akureyri. Reykjavik and Akureyri are domestic airports except for seasonal service to Greenland internationally. Iceland's domain is mostly encompassed around the main island, however they do own some smaller islands and archipelagos off their coasts, the most populated ones being Heimaey, Hrísey, and Grímsey, and some in the south, like the newest island that just popped up in the 60s, Surtsey, which is off limits to anyone except permitted scientists who study it. Otherwise, Iceland may be rugged, but the islanders sure have paved a way for you to see it all. The Ring Road. This guide takes you all around the entire country, and depending on how much time you want to stop and see the sights, it could take you anywhere between 4-ish to 7 days to complete. Hey Brandon, you went on the Ring Road, right?
Yeah!
How long did it take you?
About 9 days.
Okay, maybe my facts were wrong. Otherwise, some top notable man-made sites and landmarks might include the National Gallery, the Viking World Museum, the stone carvings of Paul Guðmundsson, the US Navy D3 plane wreckage site, the Hidden Viking Village, the Sea Monster Museum, pretty much all of Akureyri, the Whale Museum, the Design Center. All over the countryside, you can find turf houses with grass on their roofs, the country's iconic landmark and beautifully constructed icicle-shaped church, Now, as interesting as those man-made sites and landmarks may be, they pale in comparison to what the actual land has to offer. Let's jump into the fire and ice. Alright, let me just put it this way. Iceland doesn't need an amusement park or roller coasters because the entire island is just like a wonderland in itself. First of all, Iceland is the 18th largest island in the world and the 2nd largest in all of Europe. The entire country lies transected on the mid-Atlantic range, which divides the North American tectonic plate with the Eurasian plate, splitting open about 2 centimeters every year. You can even see the divide for yourself with your own eyes. Nearby Reykjavik at Þingvellir, with the largest natural lake, Þingvellir, the land splits open and you can literally walk from Eurasia to North America. Underneath the waters, you can get even closer to the divide at the Silfra, that was easy, known as the clearest water diving spot in the world where visibility can go up to 100 meters. Over 80% of the country is mountainous with the tallest point, Hvannadalshnúkur. 11% of the country is covered with 6 main glaciers, the largest one in the southeast, Vatnajökull, and the smallest one, which just erupted in 2010, Eyjafjallajökull. With hundreds of volcanoes and about 30 of them are consistently active as the longest river, the Þjórsá, meanders through the deep central Hofsjökull glacier to the ocean. So basically the entire island is geothermal. Everywhere you go, chances are you can probably find a natural hot spring hidden somewhere in the remote wilderness. Not only that, but Iceland also harbors and capitalizes off this unique valuable resource as much as possible. When the first Vikings came in, they were like, wow, it is cold in here. I mean, I knew Norway was chilly, but dang, is there anything here we can use to not like freeze to death? Yeah, they killed a lot of sheep and made more wool clothing, but then eventually they found out how to generate power with the hot springs. Geothermal energy provides about 1/4 of the country's power alone, and the rest is mostly hydroelectric from dams and renewable sources. Nonetheless, only about 1% of their land is arable, mostly confined to the south peripheral lowlands where root vegetables and kale and cabbage and cauliflower are grown, alongside numerous geothermal heated greenhouses that harvest warm climate produce like tomatoes, cucumbers, and yes, even bananas, making Iceland the northernmost banana producing country in the world. Of course, the country also hosts a unique variety of Arctic wildlife like puffins, foxes, seals, narwhals, the national animals, the griff falcon, and the famous highly accredited Icelandic horses. By the way, yes, it's true, Iceland is the only country with no mosquitoes. However, they do have 2 species of midges.
He said midget.
Midges, which are similar to mosquitoes, and actually one of the species does actually bite, so it's kind of like having mosquitoes anyway.
Iceland has biting midgets.
Keith, speaking of which, traditional Icelandic food is, let's just say even my Icelandic friend said this.
This is so disgusting. Why would anyone eat this?
Yeah, let's just say the Vikings had some very unorthodox tactics when it came to food preservation. Dishes like sheep's head, stockfish, jerky, head cheese, sheep testicles, and the famous halkar. What is it exactly? Well, let's just say,
Hey, so I got the shark, but it's poisonous. How do I eat it?
Oh, I know. Let's bury it into the ground until it smells like urine, then dry it out for a couple months, and then cut off the brown crust, and then serve it.
Yeah,
There are some delicious redeeming Icelandic foods, though. They are known for making some amazing smoked lamb served with bean salad and grilled haddock and herring dishes. You can literally drink almost any water from any stream, pond, or lake, or river in Iceland. The whole island kind of acts like a filtration device for the glaciers. You have places like the smooth, conical Kyrkjufell Mountain. Brandon has a tattoo of that. The Skaftafell Crystal Ice Cave in Vatnajökull, the Kjolur Trail in the Highlands. Literally like every 5 kilometers you'll find a waterfall, and don't forget the geysers in the south. Pretty much all the westward region is empty and beautiful for you to explore with no tourists. The sea monster of Kvitsörkur, Drangey Island, Brjókjá Caves, Mayfell Green Volcano, and Black Sand Beaches, Hrafa and Elmskarð, Drangsnes Hot Tubs, the largest hot spring in Knutver, and Hólmsfjall fossils of Helgubjarnar Skarðsngur. If you want to get that drinking game, you should get an ambulance by now. Speaking of drinking, Icelanders are awesome people to socialize with. Let's begin, shall we? Now, with the morning family, Iceland would be like a little brother that got lost at sea from shipwreck, stranded on an island and killed wildland. First of all, Iceland has a population of about 335,000 people and is the most sparsely populated country in Europe. 90% of the country identifies as ethnically Icelandic, over 10% Polish, and many are other immigrants from all over, mostly Nordic, Western, and a few Asian states as well. They also use Icelandic kroner as a currency. They use Type C plug, they use Now, Iceland is actually very unique and in contrast to the rest of the Nordic cousins. Basically, the Vikings were like, hey, we're sick of Norway. Let's make a new home. Oh, wait, we need women. But most of the Norwegian women were like, so they put stuff to the British Isles, Irish Celtic women brought over. 70% of all the women is. This is a typical Iceland actually has a portion of Irish or Celtic roots in their blood. Now, obviously, if you're really lucky, Icelandic and Icelandic incredibly unique, often known as the largest language in the world to learn. Now, sometimes they say ethnic make a V or a P sound, sometimes P and a T make a F sound, sometimes the G makes a wood sound. These two letters both make a flip sound. Sometimes the L makes a sound. Most people have a hard time cracking the Icelandic code, except for the very few people on their islands. These have similar pronunciation grammar as the Icelanders. Icelandic and Faroese are the closest languages to English in all the languages. If you give them a script written in ancient Norse, chances are they probably understand it. Whereas Norwegian, Swedes, and Danes are like, ha, no. Because it's a small population, Icelandic culture is very communal. Chances are everybody here knows each other, or knows somebody who knows another person. Therefore, an ingrained sense of trust kind of roots itself in the mindset of most people. That's why Iceland is one of the lowest crime rates in the entire world. Sometimes talking about number one. It also has 14 like the world most peaceful country according to Google Peace Index. By the way, Iceland nobody technically has a surname. They just adopt the last name depending on the father's first name, and they just add son or both after it. So, for example, a man named Alex with a father named Jockey, renamed Alex Jockey son. Whereas a woman named Jockey Gold. Sorry, Jockey, you top of my head. You rock band, Icelanders are secret. They live in extreme landscape, so they make the best of it, and they will ski, paraglide, belt, ski, dive, jump, experience, anything for the journalist. Some of the notable Icelandic people might include founders of Iceland, Ingolfur, Anderson, and his wife Hitty, and brother John Lee, Eriksson, the first president Svein Björnsson, musician Seal Ross, a bunch of men, Billy Anthony, Couscous, Force, famous president Björk, Australian director Friedrich Friedrichsen, Thor Laxness, and also Olaf Stevenson, Magnus Shipping, Jan Paul, the first conversation on Thor, the mountain, Now, small Iceland is a huge impact on the world. Some of the 90s, 2000s, fast, they first getting out, and they over 3 times the population tours every year. Some people staffing the and police keep operating, which brings us to. Now, Iceland's problem. Other problem. 20 now. It's all happening too fast. First of all, Iceland has always had good ties to the US and Canada. The US is the first recognized Iceland state. And business also large communities outside Iceland. Finland is like a mysterious cold rebel friend that just made. They both outside because all the ability to media. But also, only each other and click into the dry semi-dark jokes. Sweden is like cold weather. They love receiving cultures. Hang out. Whenever it's close, all the days practically skiing is super flat. Most Icelanders are Danish school first, where they're English and for US. Most of their friends, most Icelanders have Norway and the Faroe Islands. Average war, Icelanders have struggled with Norway and very close relations, especially since they both remain days on the Your islands are like their weird cousins that totally can't make love hang out. It's a natural way that Iceland can be very resources. Inclusion Iceland is a land where cold meets hot, cold meets new, small, get big, horrible,